Hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hey, I'm good. And yourself?
Good. I want to just take a moment and say welcome to all of you. It means a lot that you would give up your dinner time to be with us. I also want to take a moment and say hello to Nicole Lavina, who's going to be helping me with the workshop. We're going to both be presenting. We're kind of doing a half hour per each person. So if there's something that we haven't covered that you want to know about, please let us know. Okay, you can just put your question in chat and we'll get it on the go. All right. So without further ado, and if you'll mute yourself until we have questions, and I will stop periodically and ask if anyone has any questions. Let me move this because I'm famous for showing that. Can you see the homepage of Academic Technology Presents the Canvas Gradebook?
Yes.
All right, thank you. All right, so the first thing I want to just mention, this is the default of your gradebook that you're supposed to see. Okay, when you go into Canvas, you're supposed to see this. Okay, and if you don't, and let me just move. Let me do this. Let me stop and say, I was going to do it a different way, but let me first say, I put all of you guys in this Canvas course so that if you want to go back and look at some things, you can. Okay, I'm going to be going through as well as Nicole, but if there's something here again that we're not covering that you want to know about, just ask us. All right, so with that said, let me first go into here. So this is what's called the default setting for Canvas Gradebook. This is what you're supposed to see, but if you don't and you ever come into it and it looks like this, interesting. Then if it looks like this, just go back into, click right here and just click on Gradebook. Okay. And apparently you have to do it twice. Okay. So the gradebook is a place that you input, manage, and release grades to your students. So think about that. You manage, or you input, you manage, and then you release. So some of the things to think about are, like, in essence, tabs. All right, so this is your global sorting options, these three things right here, and I'll go into each of these individually so you don't have to be, don't be concerned. Keyboard shortcuts is right here, and then if you wanted to do a search, like for example, if I want to put in Pamela Rivers, let's see if she comes up here. Oh, I can find her right there. Whoa, okay, all right. So now when I take that out, then it defaults again back to my gradebook. And then this is the gradebook setting option. And have you guys figured out about the posting policy yet? Has it been somewhat of a sticky wicket? Because there used to be in Canvas, before they did this, they made what they consider to be an upgrade. You could just hide grades from your grade book. Well, now this is where you would hide your grades if you're grading, but you really have to think about why you're hiding grades. You know, don't do it long term. You want to do it just short term. You know, for example, say that you're grading something and you have to go to class. Maybe you don't want everyone to know that you've only gotten a small percentage of the grades graded or the assignments graded, and you haven't gotten everything. You can just release everything at once. All right. So within the gradebook settings, this is where you can do a late policy, and maybe it's going to be for a grade percentage for missing submissions. So let's say 50%, okay? But you have to do the checkbox right there, and then maybe you're going to do 50%, all right? And then you don't want to hit what I just did, which is hit enter, and then, yeah. I should really move pictures. And then, or if I want to do a late submission deduction percentage, and you can even set a specific amount, and then say by day, for example, you can do day, hour, even, and what the lowest grade is that you will accept. Then you can make sure that you do update. And the other caveat is that you need to really do a posting policy before students submit. So as at the beginning of the term, maybe as you're working on, not even at the beginning of the term, before the term starts, you might want to think about doing a grade posting policy. That's not to say that you can't do, you know, just manually release grades. But if you do an automatic posting, then just remember that grades will automatically be released. If you manually post grades, then what you'll see is you will select this, do your changes, and then up in the corner, there'll be an eye through through the assignment. Let me go here, for example. So say I'm in SpeedGrader, and so now remember that there have been some students who have already submitted things. So I'm going to hide to demonstrate to you. Okay, so I can make my comments, blah, 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 blah. I can grade, but still note that when I've selected manual, that, you know, I have to come back in and tell them that I need to post grades, okay? And I usually say graded. Now, again, that's if whether or not maybe I haven't selected a posting policy and I just manually go in and just blanket make it you know, that's just what I do. That's just how I do my assignments. How do you guys do? What do you guys do? Oh, wait, you're muted
Oh,
Maria?
manually.
Manually? Debbie, what do you do?
So in terms of posting policy,
Uh-huh. Do you just manually?
I usually just go through SpeedGrader. So this is my first year using Canvas.
Yeah.
You know,
Thank
right?
helpful.
And you know, Tracy, I've used every course management system known to man since the beginning of online ed. So Tracy and I have known each other for a few years.
Yeah.
Anyhow, and there's no grade book in any CMS that I've been happy with ever. So I'm hoping
Even with Blackboard, because didn't you use that?
even with Blackboard was like the worst of the worst, but you know, and so we use Moodle at one college I teach at, which I like, but I don't like the grade book. So I tend to just like release it as I go through.
Yeah.
Like I'll just sit down and do it and then knock
Right.
them out.
Right. And just so you know, Debbie, if you guys want a badge, then take my quiz, take our quiz. And I have dedicated the quiz to you, Debbie, just so
Oh,
you
really? Uh-oh.
Yeah. I did.
Uh-oh.
Uh-huh. Okay, so let me go back.
So it's the old timers
Okay.
quiz. Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
Tracy, I have a question. You mentioned that if we were working on them and we kind of wanted to stop because for whatever reason and then go back and do it later. As I recall, it dates and times when I made the comments on the previous one. So they're going to know that anyway, right? If they talk amongst themselves. And not that it matters. It doesn't matter to me whether I've graded half of them today and half of them tomorrow and I post them all tomorrow. To me, it doesn't matter. But is that true that shows up, that timestamp on when I graded it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So,
but and
let's go ahead and post part.
I don't think that you should care. I mean, you know,
That was my question. Should I care? No. Okay.
Well, you should care if it's next week that you got to the other half.
Well, I wouldn't.
But if it's the next day, I mean, I would think that they would understand, right? Is that?
I can't read. I won't read 70 posts. They each do 3 posts. That's 210 posts. I'm not going to read that much in one sitting. And part of that's because it's not fair to the beginning or the end, because I'm either really tough at the beginning or I'm too tough at the end or something. I want to be more fair. So I do spread it out. But so they do see a different time. That was what my comment was. Okay.
And for all of you who don't know Jeannie, she teaches in nursing.
Nursing.
So yeah. All right. So
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, so let me go back here. And Debbie, right here.
I saw that.
Okay, all right.
Does it have a golden retriever on one of the questions?
I want to show you my picture. Holy cow. Yeah. Okay, so now, all right, so let me go back to, again, when I last left you, I was on settings, okay? We were talking about the grade posting policy, all right? So you guys can decide how you want to do. And then advanced, I have allowed for final grade override. And that means literally what it says is that you're going to allow for your final grade for your students to be overridden. Doesn't mean you have to do it, but and then this is what it looks like.
So Tracy, are you saying, so at the end of the semester when it gives the total, if they've got like a 79.8 and
Yeah.
it says it's a C, you can say,
Right.
no, that's a B. Okay.
Right, right. And that's what it will, there will be a column. If that is checked, it will be here. Okay, so if I really feel like Joseph did a 96.28% versus 100%, or I felt like he did 100% versus 96, I could put that in there. All right. And then, okay, so now, as I showed you, the default setting is this, what we're looking at. And then the individual view, let me show you that. You can go here. And then, like I said, we have to do it twice. Okay, so let's just say, obviously, I'm in individual view. And if I had more than one section, but I only have one section, it's Canvas Gradebook. I'm going to do Canvas Gradebook. I'm going to sort assignments, maybe alphabetically if I want to. I have other options where I can check view ungraded as 0. I can hide student names if I want. If I had concluded enrollments, I could check that box. And I'll show you more notes in student, we'll just do that. Notes and student info. I'll show you that. And then obviously here I have final grade override. And I can download current scores here. I can upload scores here. And let's just say, since we're talking about Joseph, and let's just see what he did. So he got a 17.33% out of 18. Now, I'll show you too about being able to excuse this assignment for this particular student. You can also see submission details, for example. Let me click on that. It's kind of a snapshot of Speed Grader right there. Or the grade book, depending on where you entered the comments and the grades. Let's see.
Tracy, quick question.
Certainly.
I skipped a step. What is this screen here?
Okay, that's okay. Let me show you.
Oh, okay, back to that.
Apparently I have to do it 3 times.
3rd time's the charm, right?
Yes. Okay.
And then
So
then
now-
you mentioned something on that checkbox about hiding individual students. 'Cause
Yes.
That's actually one of my crazy questions, because when you get inactive students, it would
Yeah.
be nice just to hide them, right?
And let's talk about that. Nicole, are you going to talk about that, or should I just, are you going to talk about that in your?
I wasn't going to, so if there's anything that you wanted to cover about
Okay.
it, yeah, feel free. If not, I can
Okay.
type it as well.
Let me. So I'm going to individual view. The problem, Debbie, is that I don't have students that, are inactive. So
Oh,
do you want to share a screen and we can see?
well, so it's not that they're inactive, although that would be helpful too. But I'm thinking
Okay.
not like they've officially dropped, but there's
Okay.
like some students that just disappear, and it'd be nice just to drop their line out of the grade book as you're going down things.
Hey
You
Tracy,
won't-
Is that what that is?
I just made Jillian inactive on your
Oh,
account.
you did? Okay, so let's do it. You know what? The problem is okay, inactive but that's maybe different than what Debbie's talking about. They're just missing in action. Right?
Right,
Debbie?
right,
Gotcha.
right. The MIA students.
And so,
I mean, they'll still get a grade at the end. I just don't want to have
Right.
to keep scrolling through their names.
right. The problem with that is you can't, they'll never go away.
No, I get that. But so what does hide student names do?
Okay,
What names does that hide?
that's okay.
Oh, I think I know what that does. Okay, go ahead and tell me.
That's okay. So let's just look. So, all sections, and I always forget if I guess I don't have to do,
Yeah, I don't see a save or anything.
yeah. So let's just see if that is, if it's just gonna be there at, or something number, or numbers. Let's see. Show an active enrollment. Okay, I will go back to this. So,
Yeah, I don't want to hang this up too long. I'm good at asking the questions that require
yeah.
like level 7 tech support. So
no, it's okay. It's all right. Let me go back. And Debbie, we can spend, if you have a couple of minutes after the workshop, we'll look at this, okay?
okay. I don't know if it's possible. It was just a thought.
I'm gonna, but your question of show or hide names,
Does that just pull their names off the grade book so you're not
yes,
seeing it?
yeah,
So it's
so
like
you
shows their
can't
ID number, shows their
yeah.
ID or something.
and
Yeah, okay,
that's how I always took it, but
gotcha.
it would seem like that should have been, okay, so it's right here. So here's the answer to the
Oh, okay.
question. So, but it's funny that it didn't show this in the grade book. Maybe if I had refreshed or something. Okay.
I got the
So-
same thing though, because I've got a grade book open.
Okay. And it didn't show, like it didn't show the,
Yeah, it shows their names on the full grade book.
I
But
think
why would
where
you
it does
want
it,
it?
Tracy, I think
You-
where it does it is the individual view, because on that screen it does. So right now we're looking at like a simplified grade book. So we don't have all the assignment content and all that information,
Right.
submission documents. But in the individual individual view of the grade book, you can select the number of student, because from that page you can actually grade. It'll load their
Right.
work and anything like that. So you can grade from that page.
so
And in the grade book,
if you had multiple graders or
Yeah.
someone that could view their, I mean, why would you, why?
Well,
Yeah.
just to pull bias out.
yeah,
and mostly
eliminate
just to pull
bias off
bias
certain
out.
names or students
Yeah.
or, and I
Okay.
think
You know, because
it'll
there's always
display the same way.
that one student.
It'll display the same way in the speed grader as well. It'll put the
Yeah.
student and then the numbers.
Okay, thank you. So let's go back to the default grade book. All right, so as I said, this is where you can do gradebook individual and default. You can arrange your gradebook by default order by name. And it goes last name descending is the default, but you can do A through Z, you can do due dates. That way you can do points, you can do modules, you can do filters of assignment groups. Notice right here, when I select assignment groups, it shows up here. So these are all the names of my groups of assignments, okay? And then if I wanted to look at modules, that's also here. So these are all the modules that I have in my course, okay? The status are things about assignments, late, missing, resubmitted, dropped, excused. At the beginning of our workshop, when I was talking about Joseph, for example, and I did individual view, there was an option to excuse him. I can do it within statuses. You can also change the colors of the statuses. So for example, you just click on the 3 dots. And if you know hex numbers, you can just put it in there, or I can just do this for some reason. If this is somehow this slight color purple means something to me, then it's through that way. So again, this is a way if I want to arrange my grade book so that it means something to me. Remember when I said something about notes? You have to check it for it to work. So say that Alon is a cheater. I know she's a cheater. And maybe I want to just write this little note about her or about this grade or something, or maybe, I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know. Do you guys use notes about your students?
Yeah, I use a spreadsheet to keep them,
See,
but this is
yeah.
handy.
Yeah, so you can do that in notes. Again, remember, Debbie, that you will want to select it for to
Yeah.
show up. If it's unchecked, it goes away. And then unpublished assignments show right here as well. All right. Actions, if I want to export my grade book, it is a CSV file, aka Excel. You can do import and export that way. Let's see. Again, assignment groups, modules are selected. If I deselect, notice how assignment groups is gone. Whoops. Modules is gone right here now. And then, let's see, we went through that. Some other things that you can do is you can drag and drop your columns. You can move your column over here. And know that your grade book defaults to the picture of your assignments. All right, so they go in order of, you know, for example, January, those assignments are here in this category first in, first out. Let's see. Let me move you guys over here. Questions?
Tracy, for the resubmissions, I know that I saw the color coordination that it was green because I know my students, when they submit late, you see the red or the blue, or missing it's red. And I have students resubmit all the time, but I never see the green. Why is that?
Okay, in status, let I don't know. I don't know.
That would be kind of helpful to see that like color.
Yeah.
under.
So what? Let me go back here. So
One thing I'm
what,
thinking of, it might be that when they resubmit it, it's already, even though I don't count it late, it might be considered late, so it's color coded red maybe, and that's why it's not green.
um, I don't know. I am thinking that that's true, but it's not a true red. It's that light,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah,
light,
it's like a different, like a light
yeah,
red.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. And, so you guys, what Omar is talking about is the status.
Yeah, the resubmitted.
And you should see this.
Mhm.
You should see this. So if it's resubmitted, but depending on how you have the parameters of your assignments set
Gotcha.
up.
Mhm.
So how many, like, is it unlimited?
Well, it could
Can
be
they-
that instead of, it could be the assignment the way I have it set up, because what I do is like, I don't close the assignment, I guess.
Mhm.
So the way
So
they
it just
resubmit
never-
is because they just, it never closes. So I guess that's why, which
Yeah,
relates to my late
I'm
sign policy.
thinking-
I guess that's probably what it is. I would
Yeah.
have to allow resubmission, right? For it to be
Yes.
marked. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that that's what it is.
Okay.
Your grade book, goes from, what is that, right? Left to right. But did you know that you can move your totals? I can move it now to the front so that it's right here. Let's see, this is where you can change displays points, move to end. You can, oh, wait, let me go right here. Here we go. I can do a grade posting policy for just an assignment, for example. And that will, overrides anything. If I've made a grade posting or a course posting policy, the assignment will override that. Questions? I think that's it on my end.
Tracy,
Yes.
where was that? The last, how can you move the total to the front? I missed
Okay, let me show you. Maria, I have been waiting for you to ask me all evening about course total column. So thank you. Okay, let me get there. Okay, so I'm going to move this back just because I want to be able to show you. So here it is. Here's my grade book. And it's just these 3 dots, Maria.
Okay.
Okay. And I say move to the front. Now, I don't know if, and maybe Nicole can speak to this. Have you, I've moved my grade book a bazillion times and also seen it the next time I went into Canvas and it's at the back end. So yeah, I don't know.
Thank you.
So Nicole, how about we go to, just so if you want me to go to modules for you, so that everyone, look at right here. Oh, I love that she's going to talk about quiz fudge points. Oh, and I wanted to talk to you about what ifs. So we'll talk about that when we come back. What if grades too, when Nicole is done. Oh, yes.
Perfect. Okay, so I have a couple little things that I scrounged together for you guys for tonight. And so here's a couple of them. Do you guys have a preference on which you would like to touch base first? So there's the quiz fudge points, and that's basically assigning extra credit on quizzes for your students. Getting this one's super simple. It's just a little tip. Getting back to Canvas from the speed grader. Sometimes when we get out there, you know, it looks we're in the speed grader and you know we're done grading and it's like, well, where's Canvas? Where did I go? You know, so there's a couple areas in there that you can actually click and get right back to Canvas. The message students who feature in the gradebook, meaning that you can message groups of students based off of an assignment. So maybe students that haven't submitted or that got really good grades on the assignment, or maybe that scored below a D and you might want to give them another chance to resubmit and give them maybe a couple extra days. You can send specific students to, or so specific messages to your students. And then I had a couple little things that I can probably throwing in there about how to make that gradebook view your own when you're in there and you're trying to do your grading. Because sometimes when we're in there and you're scrolling through tons and tons of assignments, you know, just to find the one you want, some of those features will easily allow you to remove a lot of those assignments on there that you might not need. So do you guys have a preference at all? If not, I can go top to bottom. Okay, so we'll check out those fudge points. This one's actually super easy and you can do it in 2 places. So for the fudge points, you can do that from the speed grader, but you can also do it from the moderate quiz page. So in both locations, you will find this ability. So if you're going to the moderate quiz, you're going to find those fudge points. So from the moderate page, you will see the page with all of your student names, if they've taken an attempt, if they have any attempts left. If you click on the blue lettering of their name, it'll open up their quiz submission, what their answers were and everything. If you're scrolling to the very bottom of their quiz, you will see this area here that says fudge points. And that is, I'll just zoom in a little bit. So that's where it hides. At the very bottom of the quiz, it'll just be this little area that says fudge points. So if you assign any extra credit points and just put those questions worth 0 points, because then later you can give them those extra credit points, it'll be right down there. From the speed grader, it's going to be in the same location. So when you're in the speed grader, as you're going through the student names, when you scroll to the very bottom of their quiz, you'll find the fudge points area. Okay, here's this little tidbit of information. I don't know if you guys already knew this, but I know one of these was new for me. So when we're in the speed grader, you're very familiar, I'm sure, with this top bar here that has your little toolbar options of things you can do. If you click on the title of the actual assignment or quiz, it'll take you straight back to the Canvas, the page of that item. So whether it's an assignment or a quiz, it'll take you right back there. If you click this button right here, that's basically the gradebook icon. It'll take you straight back to the gradebook. So you have 2 options there, either go straight back to the assignment or go to your gradebook, all from the speed grader. Okay, here we go. Message students who. I actually really like this feature. It's very, very helpful. You know, it could be extra work on the teacher end of, you know, setting the time aside to send students reminders and, you know, when you're already doing so much for them in the class. But in my experience of being able to work in distance education and really try different communication with students to see what their feedback is, talk to the teachers and get their opinion on what's going on in the class. I've talked to students that actually were highlighting different things in their classes that they said, you know what, in this class, it really helped me that the teacher did this. And it was a little bit different than my other classes. I didn't get that. So they actually admit, you know, I know it's my responsibility to keep track of my stuff. I know that. But I really appreciate those reminders that my teachers would send us because it definitely saved me many times. You know, life happens. As it happens for us, it happens for them, and things just go buzzing by. You know, we're human and we can forget these things. So when they're getting those extra reminders like, hey, don't forget, it's almost Wednesday, and that's when you have to have your first response done on that discussion. Make sure you don't forget about that. Just a quick batch email that seems personalized, right? Because you're picking a group of students from an assignment. And so if there's anyone that has not submitted, then you can go ahead and choose that group and send it to them. So in your grade book on any of your assignments, if you hit that little 3-dot button, you're going to have a bunch of options. And one of them is message the student who, which is what we're talking about. And so what happens when you click that is it'll open your Canvas inbox message builder, and it'll give you this page, and it'll tell you, so, okay, these are your options. Do you want to reach out to the people who have not submitted yet? Someone that hasn't been graded because maybe I was in a fury grading. The week happened, a couple days passed by, and I want to reach out to the people that I haven't graded yet and say, hey, don't worry, I haven't forgot about you. By Sunday, for sure, you'll see your grade. You can target specific groups like that. If you wanted to, like I said, if there's a little cluster of students that have a D or lower, and you know, it was a worksheet, and I'm like, you know what? Hey guys, go ahead and check out your worksheet. I left you feedback. If you would like, for the next 2 days, I'll let you fix those things and resubmit to higher your grade. You can select that group. And as soon as you change your option of who you would like to message, you're going to see little tiles in this area here with their names. So if there's for any reason, any specific students you don't want to send the message to, you can uncheck them. You can really make that list of students your own. And then the last one, scored more than, right? There's those students that we interact with that really make our life easier because they do read the instructions. They do get all those module items, and they actually know what they're supposed to do, and then they submit it on time. So if you wanted to take a moment to say, I'm going to reach out to my students that got like an A and higher, and I'm just going to say, hey guys, you know, or hey, student, you are doing a great job, and I just wanted to take a moment to recognize that and let you know that I've seen that, and you're doing a great job. Keep it up. You can target these groups, so that's really cool. You can go ahead and hit your title, put in your subject, and then your message, and send it out, and everybody gets their individual message, which is nice. All right, let's see.
Questions, guys, for Nicole up to this point? You guys fine?
I've used just the announcement page for a lot of that, but this actually specifies, right, to certain groups. Is that how I'm
Yes.
understanding that?
Yes.
Okay.
And you'll see down below those little tiles that'll have your student's name. You'll see exactly who it's going to.
Okay, because I do the announcement, but I do basically to the whole group, and then they know who I'm
Okay.
talking about when I say, some of you did an absolutely phenomenal job, some of you didn't follow this direction or that direction.
Yeah, so
Okay.
this is more on a personal level because it sends an individual message straight to their inbox.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not so much for groups as individuals.
It's small groups, and rather than it being an announcement that they have to go and read, it's actually more of is it an email, or is it just goes to their?
It's an email, so it'll go to their Canvas inbox, but
Okay.
everybody has their notification preferences, so they'll probably get a carbon copy straight to their preferred email. So it'll be on both, which will be nice because wherever they're looking, they're going to end up seeing a copy of it.
Okay, thank you.
So one of my tips that I wanted to kind of highlight or just elaborate a little bit more on was the being able to declutter that grade book. Because you're going to see, here's a picture of a grade book. There's some grades, there's grades. We have some gaps. These are probably assignments that I made previously. And since a couple semesters ago or last semester, I'm not going to use them anymore. But everything shows up in the grade book, right? And it's not stuff that we need or that we're ever going to look at this semester. So what you can do is you can go into your grade book, go under the view button, and you're going to go back to those filters like Tracy showed us. And in here, you can unpublish, you can remove any unpublished assignments. So first, you want to go to your assignments grade tab, and then you want to see, okay, so which ones am I not using at all? It'll probably be ones without dates and without anything like that, the blank ones. So first off, unpublish them all. because when we leave those assignments published, even though we're not using them and we don't see them because they're not in our modules, our students might find them somewhere in their side of Canvas, maybe in a course summary, and they might end up finding their way to it. And you're like, wait, what are you doing in there? Get out of there. How did you even find it? You know, we don't know all these places they can find these things, so unpublish them. If you're not going to use it this semester, unpublish it. And then in the gradebook, go ahead and uncheck this last option, because that will remove them all from your gradebook, and you would be amazed at how much that alone cleans up that gradebook. So that's like one of the biggest things that I would recommend, is doing those two steps. And then what you can do is additionally, like Tracy was telling us, do those filters, because if you want to grade by module, because we're in week 8 and I'm grading those week 8 items, it will take everything else out of the grade book. So literally on one page, I can see the names, I can see the totals, and I can see the 2 assignments due this module. And you can change it module by module. So it's really essentially all on one page. So those are some big things that I've gotten positive feedback from faculty, that they really like to condense it and then clean all that out so they can go straight up to this drop down box and go to the next module and keep, you know, shuffling on. Let's see. And okay, so I really do like that notes column as well, because in that notes column, you know, it does give us another opportunity to reach out to our students in a personalized way. So maybe I talk to them and I find out, oh, okay, well, someone's sick, so they're not going to be in class in the second week of April. I can go to that notes column and just say, hey, April, surgery, bad Wi-Fi, computer broke, has kids, no daycare, and I can tailor my messages, because if I'm going to the same student, I may forget some of those details. So if I look at my grade book and I see my notes I've been keeping on my students, I can say, okay, that's probably why. Or, you know, just even make that message personalized, like, hey, so-and-so, I hope you're doing well. I hope your daughter's cast is finally off, and you know, things are looking good. Let me know if you need anything in this week's module. I'm going to extend a couple dates if you need it, or, you know, you can personalize your message to them. So I really do like that notes column. I say definitely use it if you can.
And Nicole, I owe you an apology. I was trying
It's okay.
to access chat to see if we had any questions, and I took it away from you. So can
I've
you
got
go
it in
back
here.
No, honey, hey. Oh, better than me. Holy Toledo. Okay, are you do you want to go back to notes?
We can. I think that was the last thing on the page. So does anybody have any questions?
Yep. No. There's one thing that I do want to hold on for 1 second, show you. Oh my God. Oh, you guys are gonna.
All right, Tracy, I thought my desktop was cluttered.
I was about to say, I thought I was missing.
That looks like mine. It didn't even faze me.
Oh, it's so, thank you. Yeah, I can't even get to it. Yeah, no, it's terrible. Every so often I'll go and I'll do my cleanup, and then I just, yeah, no, it's terrible. But you know, Debbie, I find that people who work in this industry have desktops that look like that. Is that true?
Well, I'm not going to confirm nor deny.
Okay.
I will say that I have 4 different web browsers, and each browser's got multiple windows and multiple tabs, because I segment projects by browser. So I've got Firefox, Chrome, Opera, and Safari all up. And
Hey, Nicole, thank you, Debbie. Nicole, my page is not responding. Can you
make me co-host, Tracy?
give her the power.
Yes, let's see. She might have froze before she heard me, but maybe she will let me.
I don't see her picture.
Okay, so we'll see if she comes back. So did
Yes.
anybody have any type of questions about any of those comments?
Let's see. Okay, I have a question about the unpublished assignments. On the
Okay.
3 little dots, you can unpublish. When you click on the unpublished assignments, then you get to specify which ones you want?
No, so
Unpublished?
basically it's going to scan and look for any of your assignments that are unpublished.
Really?
Because right now, if you have them, you're going to notice in the gradebook it have big red letters that says unpublished. So when you go to that view button and you scroll to the bottom option, which is unpublished, if it has a check, that means that it's going to also display everything unpublished. If you uncheck it, it'll remove that from the view. No more columns for those items. So first,
Okay, but I don't think any of mine are unpublished, but there are a couple in there that I don't really use, so.
okay, so those are the ones you want to go to your assignments tab, and then really look it over, and any of those that you say you're not going to use, unpublish them. You want them
Okay,
to
and how do I get there?
So go into that specific class, and then you're going to click on the tab on the left-hand side that says assignments.
That says assignments or says view?
No, that says, so you're not going to be in the grade book. You're just going to be in
Oh,
your
you're
class.
not going to be in gradebook.
No.
Okay.
Just in your class. And then you're going to select the assignments tab. And once you're
Okay.
on that page, you'll see every single assignment that lives inside of your course. So any of
Okay,
them
and
you
then
don't,
unpublish those.
yes,
Okay.
because from the student view, they have a couple of summary lists available to them, and those may populate there for them, and they'll see a lot of assignments.
Well,
and-
there's a couple of things that that are showing up there twice and they really shouldn't be. And that's why I wanted to get rid of those.
And it could be because maybe it's an older version and a newer version, and then
Right, okay.
yeah. So definitely
Okay.
go through it first, unpublish them, and then go to the gradebook and hit that check mark so it goes away, and those will go away from your gradebook.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah,
So
no problem.
Nicole, is there any value in, if it's an assignment you're not going to use, is there any value in unpublishing versus just deleting it and
I would
putting it out of your
definitely
way?
say that tends to be a personal preference, because sometimes instructors personally want to keep everything because maybe at some point I'll change it, maybe at some point I'll use part of it. So really it goes to the preference. I would personally just clean everything out, delete it. I'll say get rid of it. And then so that way, you know, if you have a master shell that you work out of, you can have all your extras over there, or maybe, you know, just kind of save them in another spot. But it tends to be from copying from one semester to the next, you can end up getting different versions of things. So it gets
Right.
a little bit messy.
You know where it gets messy too, Debbie, is where if you have like your syllabus overview, like on, like if you go to the syllabus tab, they'll
Oh, and
see all those assignments
it'll
and they're
see
like, what
all
the
of
heck?
it,
I don't
yeah.
know. What is all this? So that,
Yeah.
that'll help that issue as well.
So one thing
Okay,
in
you
the gradebook,
guys.
oh, she's back.
I know, it was terrible. Okay, no, you guys keep talking. I'm trying to get back.
Yeah.
Question I was going to ask. So in the last class I taught, I added a couple of assignments, and instead of and it's probably a sorting issue. So when I added it, it stuck it to the end of the grade book, like after the total, after the, you know, assignment group grades and all of that. It didn't seem to stick it in the right place, but I'm thinking that's a sorting, like by default, that's where it went. But
Okay.
if I played with sorting, that maybe
Yeah,
it
you
would go
might
in
be
the
able
right
to
spot.
sort it into the right location.
It's got due date. What would be useful is if it had, I guess it has by module. That's probably a way to sort it. You know,
If
I was
you do
thinking it would be
weighted
useful.
grades, you can do those
yeah,
grade groups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you have any type of student groups, you can also sort by student groups.
Explain, what do you mean by student? Like,
So like, let's say I have assignments that I do in groups. So I do a group assignment. So I've assigned it so that students will attack this discussion in groups of 3.
okay,
So if you're doing any types of groups like that in your class, you can also sort by groups of students.
interesting. Okay.
Okay, I'm back. I would like to say that I'm bad, but in a good way, but no. So Jeannie, this is just to clarify, because that's where I was trying to go when my Zoom would not respond. So these are all the people, and you are included in this, who have not responded. So here is the name of the assignment is the animal quiz. That's what it. So the subject is no submission for animals. And I'm going to say, hi, just wanted to let you know, blah, 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 you know, la, la. And then it will go. And so I just want to make sure that you're clear on, you were asking about groups. These are more of the student, because it's from the grade book. Do you see what I mean? So there's that. And then I wanted to show you too about the what if. Have you guys talked to your students about what if points, like when your students think they're getting a certain grade in your class, but in reality, that's not what they're getting. So let's just, so I'm going to go over here and I'm going to say, so I click on the name of the student, for example, okay, and see this little checkbox right here that's checked that says calculate based only on graded assignments. So for right now, because, oh, this isn't a good choice because she hasn't done anything. So let me go back, gradebook. Let me do Joseph.
Is there a global checkbox for that, Tracy, or do you have to do it student by student?
Student by student.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know. Because it's looking at the grades for a particular student. So look at this right here. Calculate right here shows 96.28%. Now he's getting a 52.52. Okay, because he hasn't done these other scores. So sometimes you want to show them that in case, they can have a wake-up call. If you want your badge for Gradebook, please come here and do this quiz right here. Okay. And then if you will submit survey, workshop survey. I always like to kid Pam and say my job depends on it.
Nice.
And then you just go right here. Take it right there. Okay. And that's it, guys. And the quiz will stay, I think it closes tomorrow night at 7. So if you can't get to it right now, but I know that Pam would really appreciate survey feedback, and I as well, because you guys make me better. So yeah. Any questions before we go?
I have a Gradebook non-related question, so I'll wait.
Oh, nice. I was hoping you would ask that. Yes. You go right ahead. We're all.
I wanted to see, because I asked a lot of questions. Maria's probably got a million questions because she always has a million good questions.
Okay. Do you want to go to your Canvas site, or
It's a good quiz? No, it has nothing to do with that. Is there a way to change your nickname on Canvas? I get that it's like your official name, but the only person that called me Deborah was my mom when I was in trouble. And so I don't really need my students calling me Deborah.
Okay. So
yeah, do I have to know somebody to get that fixed?
Okay, so you're looking at them right here.
That's what I was hoping.
And
I mean, can I do it, or do you guys have to do it?
We have to do it.
So you have to know somebody.
But if you pay Nicole, she might, yeah, no. So
I'll pay her with a giant Pacific octopus, Tracy.
Oh yeah, see? Hey, did you know? Okay, how about the, I thought it was not responding again. Oh, it isn't. Okay, let's do this for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's kind of freezing, Tracy.
It is freezing.
You should make Nicole a co-host in case you go.
Yeah,
poof.
I tried to tell you that last time before you went out, but I think
But you went out. You were out.
Before I went out, yeah. So let me do this. Let
The
me go
interwebs
to
got
this
you
bin.
before Nicole could say it.
You guys are, it's just black right now. So, Debbie, what do you want? What do you want? I can't even get to. Okay. I can't even get, Debbie, what do you want to be called?
I was trying to think of some smart aleck answer like Your Royal Highness or something, but Debbie, Debby would be fine.
Okay. Now, let me see, because when I was just freezing.
Well, so while you're trying to figure that out, Tracy, you brought up that screen where you could message the students like in
Yes.
groups, right? If there's a Canvas suggestion box, the one thing that would make that better is if you could put database fields in it. For example, if you could say hello first name, and then it would actually be customized, and then whatever your message is. And insert a grade or something, because I actually do that with my students all the time, but I use a Google Sheet and an add-on, so that way you can actually just say, hello, Bob, here's, and then have a comment field and give some individual comments. I don't know if there's a Canvas inbox though, or a suggestion box.
Okay,
There
I am
is.
making you host, Nicole. I finally
Okay.
got it.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so Debbie, here's the deal. You have to present your idea to Canvas community, and then they vote on it. And
What's the Canvas community?
I will show you that. I will actually.
Isn't that a good idea though? And it's a super
Yeah.
simple thing. Like,
Yeah.
it shouldn't be a hard thing to insert a field.
Mm-hmm. So,
Of course, I'm saying that from the user end and not from the programmer end.
I
It's
know,
super
but
easy to
still.
just do that thing.
So Debbie, did you know that octopuses have the brain power of a cat or a dog?
I did get that question correct. Yes.
Okay, so see, just was saying.
The first answer though is totally arbitrary. That's a subjective question. But it is a good combination. So I think I said something like that.
Now,
And I have a golden and a Labrador, but they're not in the same dog. They're two different dogs.
do you have a golden lab and a golden retriever?
No, I have a golden retriever and a Labrador husky and a German shepherd who all escaped yesterday and caused quite a kerfluffle.
Of course they did.
Oh,
Okay, first off,
suckers.
you used kerfuffle.
Well, what else would you use?
Oh my God. Doc Martin, have you ever watched Doc Martin?
I don't know, maybe.
Doc Martin is a British television show about this doctor who makes House look like he's like a Boy Scout leader or Girl Scout leader, like really warm and
Oh
fluffy.
man.
Mhm, mhm.
Don't
That's
tell me
fun.
this. I don't have time to binge watch right now, Tracy. I'm busy.
Okay.
Hey Tracy,
So, yeah.
is it okay if I show one little, it's not the grade book related, but it's just a really cool, nice little tip. to
No,
the class.
please.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
I'm all about tips.
Is it okay if I screen share?
Yes.
So this one's a quick, easy one. So sometimes we have like an announcement that's based
Oh.
generic, and we want to get it out to our students. So this feature actually lets you do that a lot easier than going to one class, typing up your email or your announcement and getting it how you want it, and then opening it, edit, copying all of it, going to the next course, opening a new
Right.
announcement, paste, post, over and over again. So Canvas has this feature, and it's available anywhere on any item that you make, whether it be a page, an assignment, a quiz. If you click the ellipsis, you can say copy to. So I can make up an announcement, and then I can say, okay, now I want to copy it to all my classes. So you have to do it one by one, but you can copy it and shove it over, basically push it to your course by saying, okay, I want to put this in my, let's see, I want to put this in my other class. I'm going to find it, select it, okay? If you want to
Right.
put it in a specific place in the modules, you can. If it's just an announcement, you ignore that and hit copy. It'll go ahead and post that to your class. However, that class posts your announcements, whether that's in the tab or at the top of your homepage. You can you can do that process for each one, and you're basically avoiding all the copy and paste and edit stuff.
So does that copy to, I assume that works on anything pretty much,
You can
right?
send a whole module copy.
And you do it from Canvas Commons,
So Canvas Commons
like
is
just one page, like if you just want to take one page out of something and
so
copy
that
it
one
in.
is a little bit different because in the Commons, they already have their own structure where it's formatted the certain way it is. So if it's a whole module, they're going to give you the whole module. If it's
Oh no, it was the whole class. It was great. So in B30, I deleted a page by accident, and I thought, oh, I'll just go to the master class, copy the one page over. So I went to the one page, hit copy in, thought I had done my
everything.
bit, and then the next morning I started getting messages like, why are there twice as many assignments now? And I'm like, what do you mean?
Okay,
I played
so then,
whack-a-mole. I played 24 hours of whack-a-mole trying to, I thought, just as I thought I got it all, somebody would message me and say, why is it this way?
so I will sneak in one extra bonus for you, Debbie. Okay.
Okay.
Any course you have, if you go to the homepage, go up to the URL, you're going to add a / and type in undelete, enter. It'll show you everything that's been deleted.
Oh.
And with the click of a button, you can say restore and it'll pop it back into wherever it belongs.
Oh man, that would have been so much easier.
Yes.
Where were you in like December? So
I was just starting.
I didn't know you then. Oh, that's fabulous.
But yeah, so those two little helpful tips. So you can do the copy to feature on any of your assignments or your pages, a full module, or you can share with someone. So if you hit send to, I can look for.
I've gotten that. Yeah, that one.
Okay, so
done.
send
Paul, can you go back
sharing
to
this
where
one.
the undelete was when you did that?
Definitely. So you want to go to the home page of your course, the home page.
Okay, homepage. Okay.
And then up in the URL address, you're going to click in there and you don't want to delete any of it. You just want to get your cursor at the end of that address. And then you want to add a /, which is on the question mark. And then you want to type in undelete. And then as soon as you type that out, you're going to hit enter on your keyboard or return, and it takes you straight to that page.
Okay.
Fabulous.
That's
Yeah,
nice to know, since some of us make mistakes.
Oh yeah, yeah, I use it, so it's for everybody.
All right, Tracy, you want to see my dogs real quick?
Yes. Oh my.
So this was after it was like raining, you know, and I live in the desert, so it's all dirt out here. And so it was total raining, and my golden retriever decided she was going to be a chocolate lab. And they wanted to come in the house and couldn't figure out why I wouldn't let them in the house.
That's
Anyhow,
amazing.
this was the escape picture that I posted out on all the Facebook groups. And
that is
the German Shepherd sticking her tongue out at us, apparently.
that
So,
just
but
looks like Mom. No, really.
We
really,
didn't do it.
really.
yeah.
I just got here.
Well, this one, the
No,
blonde one, her
really.
fur is made out of Teflon. Because she's been dirty like head to toe, and then the next morning totally white. She's a white golden. And I, you know, but then you go to sweep up the floor and you're like, oh, I know where that all went.
Mhm.
But this one up here is the half husky. She's got one blue eye,
Mm.
and her ears can't decide if they're going to go up or down. Are we going to be a
love
husky or a
that.
Labrador?
Just adds to the cuteness.
Yeah, she's adorable. She's the older one, but anyhow, yeah, they went on a romp out, and then there's nobody behind us. We live like in the foothills of the San Gabriel Mountains, and
Oh, nice.
so they went for a romp somewhere chasing a rabbit. Oh yeah.
Romp,
Aw.
kerfluffle. I just love it.
I
Well,
know.
they caused a kerfluffle. The romp caused the kerfluffle.
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's the best. The best.
How old? Well, and the funny thing is, the golden came back. Well, I was out. We were all out looking. And we had a
Oh,
neighborhood watch group, anyhow. So I was walking out behind the house, and I was calling names, and she just like came up to me, not too far from the house, but the other two weren't with her. And
Ooh.
she's a young one. I thought she would have stayed with the older dogs. So, but the Labrador Husky, she likes to run because the Husky, right? She's like does the Iditarod,
Energy for
but
days.
she's Labrador, so she comes back for dinner.
Aw,
you know, Labradors,
that's so funny.
retrievers will eat anything in sight. They don't even care.
Hello, hello. Yeah. So how long were the other two out?
They didn't come back. Well, I had a class that I was in Zoom, had to be in Zoom at 5:30. So I'm sitting in my desk. I can see out the window. They came in like right before we had left the front gate open. They came in right before, and we think, we're not sure what time they got out. We think they got out around 10.
Oh,
So those suckers were out there for hours.
Oh my God.
Chasing
Don't you miss-
rabbits.
Yeah,
who
chasing.
knows?
Yeah. Oh
Who
my
knows?
God.
But you know, we have mountain lions and bobcats and stuff around, and stupid people.
Yeah.
There's plenty of
Right.
stupid people. So I
Right.
was a little worried. But I
Yeah.
had my golden. The golden came back pretty quick. She was, you know,
Like an hour.
I don't know how long they were out before we realized it. We didn't realize it till about 1 o'clock.
Yeah.
And but after I realized it, probably 30 minutes. So she wasn't out very long.
Oh yeah. Oh
So
my
I
God.
think she probably loves me. You know, she heard me call her.
So did they sleep like for hours?
Oh, yes. Total just, well, the golden sleeps like a rock anyhow. I've never had a dog sleep as hard, and she's only like 16 months old or something. Never had a dog sleep as hard as this dog.
Aw.
I call her liquid gold because she'll be laying on her pillow and she'll just like slide off. She'll be like off the couch, off the pillow.
Oh.
And she doesn't even wake up.
And she doesn't even wake up.
No,
What are their
she's
names?
my spirit animal. I wish I could sleep like that.
Aw.
The
Yeah.
golden, her registered name is Star Crowned Power of Innovation, which is a hat tip to Nikola Tesla. You know, because our side business is Innovation Academy. We do STEM stuff with K-12. And but her call name is Lacey,
Please.
which is after Ada Lovelace, who is the first computer programmer, who happened to be a woman before there were computers. And so she's got a really good story. And her dad was Lord Byron, and there's, you know, I was an English major in my previous life. So we call her Lacey, and I didn't want to call her Ada. I was trying to think of what to call her. And a good friend of ours was here. He's a software engineer at Google. So he was spending the weekend, and she started chewing on his shoelaces, you know, because she was real little. She was only like 8 weeks old. And he said, why don't you call her Lacey? I'm like, bingo. So Ada Lovelace, Power of Innovation. That's her name. And then the husky is Maya, Maya, which is, and her chest has, well, when we got her, she was all black, but she had white. You know how labs have white on their chest sometimes. It was in this, it's the pi symbol.
Oh.
Like 3.14. It looks just like the pi symbol. So we call her Maya Pi. Maya's a 3D design software. And then the German Shepherd was a street rescue. We got her from a friend in Visalia, actually. And she was up running around by Lake Kauai Lake up there with her brother. Anyhow, so she was about 6 months old. She got in the yard and she's like zinging all over the place. My husband's like, her name is Rocket. And so we've had her for about 2 years.
So Rocket, Maya, and Lacey.
And Lacey. Yeah, and Rocket is all German Shepherd. Like 100%. They're so serious. Oh yeah. You open the door and zoom. There's something I got to patrol. Golden Retriever.
Yeah, that is right on the patrolling part.
Golden Retriever, totally laid back. She's like, yeah, I'll stay in bed till 10. It's okay.
Except for, can I get that breakfast?
Right, right.
Mom, could you make me a hot dog? Yeah.
I just got a couple of puzzle bowls. I just ordered a few puzzles. Have you seen those puzzle, like the puzzle bowl things?
Yeah.
I just got her a new one today. So she's so
Good.
spoiled. She has her own toy box. She's totally spoiled.
That's the way that's the way it's supposed to be.
I got her as a therapy dog to work with the kids we were working with. And she started coming in February to our classes, hanging out with the kids. She was, 3 months old. She had just had all her shots. So about 3 months old. And she's doing her thing. And then March we had a break. And I'm thinking, oh, we're gonna have a break. March 13th hit. We had to refactor all of our stuff to online. Thank God, that I have been doing this for a while. But we installed a Moodle server. We got all our content, and we teach like hands-on stuff. It was hard. It was hard. And so she missed a year of socializing out,
Do you think do you think she'll make it as a therapy dog for you guys?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, she's a golden retriever. She's chill. They almost can't not,
Right.
she's very mouthy, but she doesn't bite anything. She's had the same lamb chop toy for over a year now.
Oh.
She chews on it all the time.
Sweet.
If it was the German Shepherds, it would have been shredded in the first 2 weeks.
Right.
So she's very soft mouthed,
Hmm.
but she
Well-
is very mouthy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I could make a
Yeah.
joke, but all right, guys. All
Okay,
right.
Tracy, how do we get to that quiz that we're supposed to take?
Oh,
Oh,
it's in it's in Canvas Gradebook, and
In
it's
that
called,
class.
yeah, in our class that we were in, I put you in as a student. And so you can, I'll show you.
how
Can
do I
you
get
grade?
to it?
Can you
But-
grade mine,
You-
Tracy? I want to know what my grade is. I'm worried about my
Yes.
grade.
Because
Yeah.
I'm wondering how to even get there.
It should be, if you accept the Canvas the Canvas notification, it should show up on your dashboard. And
And how do I do that? I'm not
you're not
following.
seeing it? Okay, let me just send.
Oh, right here in Gradebook, this one?
Uh-huh, yeah. And then you go to modules
Okay, so,
and you just scroll down.
but that's on yours. So where is that showing up on mine?
You should see quizzes on the sidebar up there. That's
Yeah.
probably the quickest way to get to it.
Jean, I
yeah.
added the URL in the chat. So if you open up the chat and click on that
There you
URL that
go.
I put in there,
It'll
since
take you
you're
right
in the
there.
course, it should let you get straight to that quiz. It's the
But
last.
if you click on the sidebar also, you'll see quizzes there.
See?
Okay,
Like it
it's
says
having me
home and
sign in
module.
again.
That should
Did
be
I
okay.
lose you?
Yeah, no, go ahead and sign in. Sign in, and then it should take you straight to the quiz page.
Mhm. That video I posted, I show that at the beginning of every single semester, and I tell them, don't be this student. So I'm worried about my grade. I've been showing that one for years. It's great.
Oh, no, it's hilarious. Okay, so
Okay, it says this quiz is currently locked.
Oh, how is that?
Because I probably broke it. There I am,
right.
Deborah. I'm not Debbie yet. I'm Deborah.
Okay, you got a 70.37.
I didn't.
No, there's some questions that have to be graded by hand
Hey,
on there for
Jean,
sure.
Did
You
I
may
not?
need to accept the course invitation.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
So
thinking,
if you go to
yeah,
your dashboard, if you click
Okay.
the dashboard icon at the very top of your
Right
screen,
here.
you'll see that course invitation.
yeah.
That one right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, and then it's,
Let me go check and.
but there are,
then-
but if I'm on the dash, oh, here, accept, okay.
There you go. And now
Okay.
you can click back into that course, the gradebook one.
And
And then,
back here,
yeah, so it's called the
but
animals.
it won't show, it won't do courses there. Okay, so where do I get to now?
Okay, so
this
are
one?
you still on your dashboard?
On the dashboard, yes. Okay,
Yeah, so
now,
Click on that
Tracy,
gradebook
now
course.
it-
Tracy,
okay,
why
now
don't you
it
go to
came
the
up.
homepage
Okay,
so she
perfect.
can,
Okay.
can she find it?
I am
no, I
trying.
did, it came up now.
Okay, awesome.
I'm-
Now
I'm
it will
trying
be
to
there
get
if I
there.
close out and want to come back and do this later, this grade book will be there?
Yes, it'll be on your dashboard
Okay,
after you log in.
okay. So how, I don't know, how do I get back to you guys now?
So if you look at the very bottom of your screen, do you have a Mac or a regular computer?
Regular computer?
Oh,
So at
what
the
do you mean
very
a regular
bottom of your screen,
computer?
you should see different icons. If you look
Yeah,
for the
but they're
blue,
not, oh, there they are.
the blue
Okay.
zoom one, yeah, if you click on that one, it should pop us back up.
I didn't click, I didn't even see any icons there, but you popped back up, so.
Okay,
Okay,
that works then.
whatever. Sometimes things disappear and they don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I am in a circle.
Like you're in a
Um,
black hole, Tracy.
I am in a black hole.
Your
So,
screen is totally blank, Tracy.
That's what I felt. That's how I feel on this sometimes. That's why when, at the beginning, she says, well, where have you been? It's because I was bugging her all the time. It's like, I don't know. Actually, part of it, Tracy, I was COVID ill, so I wasn't talking to anybody.
Oh, wow.
It was bad.
was it body aches for
Oh,
you?
it was high fever, body aches, fever, chills, nausea, vomiting, headache,
package.
respiratory difficulty. Yeah, it was all of that. I ended up on steroids and antibiotics and all kinds of stuff. I was
Oh,
very sick
terrible.
for over a month.
Oh my goodness.
But
Oh.
now I've had my first vaccine. I'm really a little worried about the second one, but
I am too,
Oh.
but you know, I had a friend of mine and she was an older lady and she was telling me, because we had our first shot and we're getting our second one April 1st. And she goes, I got to tell
Me
you
too.
about the second one. Because I've heard bad things about the second one, right?
Yeah.
She goes,
well, especially if you have COVID, it's supposed to be even that much worse. If
oh
you,
no.
the second
Well,
one's
here's-
supposed to be really bad, but even worse if you had COVID. And it's
Well,
like, I don't think I want to go
I'm
do
going
this.
for.
Right.
Because she said, she goes, you know, I got the shot and I, you know, I went home, finished my day, went home, got really, really tired. So she took a nap. She, you know, she went to sleep and she said she woke up and she was so chill. She was like the most chill she's ever been. And all she wanted to do was eat and eat. And she just kept eating and then taking a nap and then being all chill for like 24 hours. I'm like, what did they put in your shot? Because that's what I want. Whatever
That's
that
not what
is.
happened with my shot.
Her name
Okay.
is Mary Jo, and she said, my name's Mary Jo, not Mary Jane. And I'm like, I don't know, but that's the side effect I'm hoping for. So
Okay.
Well, it's
so
a bad one. I know that.
I can't. Okay. My screen is black.
yes, true statement.
It's a joke. So Debbie, I am trying to grade your quiz, and I will get back to you, and I will email you when I'm done.
I
Did
think
you
I
take
can
the
make some-
quiz before this, or did you do it just while we were doing it?
maybe.
Oh, okay.
Not
Good
before. I
answer.
didn't do it
Good
before.
answer.
But I feel like I need some fudge points if it's not 100%. That's,
Yeah,
I like
no,
that.
I'm thinking that. My
So
student-
Nicole, will
Yeah,
it
don't
let you-
demoralize us. Give us all 100%. You know,
I
we're
know,
going to
right?
beg like our students do.
Life is hard
Yeah.
enough as it is. Well, you know, I'm teaching teachers and teachers give you worse excuses than students and they don't see the irony.
Yeah, Tracy, do you want a really good review or not?
that
They're
is
totally, teachers don't see the irony of asking you
Oh,
things
Debbie,
they
I
would
love you
never
already.
accept their students from their
That
students. So
is-
funny.
you
You're
guys,
so funny.
both of you. I have to say that I think Jean and Debbie, if you guys sat in front, behind, I'd have to separate you two.
What?
But
You're right, you would.
that said, you guys are hilarious.
It's
But that's why
true.
we're good at what we do.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Do I have liftoff?
All right,
I
I'm
still
going
don't
to
see
log
you.
off and I'm going to go do the.
Okay, so Tracy, you need to delete like the last 23 minutes of the video.
Oh,
Yeah,
wait.
if one-
absolutely.
And if one
Okay.
of you can figure out how to change my name, that's fine. You can take the last 23 minutes.
That's
as like
right.
the
She should have
outtake.
stopped recording.
Have it be the bloopers reel or something.
Oh, I
All right, bye-bye, girls.
never
All right.
Bye,
nice
you
meeting
guys.
you.
Thanks for
Bye, you
coming.
guys.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Nicole. Yeah, if you guys
Okay.
can change my name, that would be awesome.
I am gonna work. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna
Don't change
figure
it to
out.
like princess or something. Make it my actual name. I hope you get your camera back, Tracy. All right. I gotta go do some real work. So thank you guys.
Bye, Debbie.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Bye. Nicole, if I could get my camera back, I would.
Yeah, I know. What happened?
No, I'm just cycling circle, 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 the blue circle of death.
Okay,
Yeah.
maybe Wi-Fi. It could be Wi-Fi.
I'm thinking so, even
Yeah.
though it says I have it, but it's not working.
Yeah.
All right, we'll follow up tomorrow, and then do I need to do Debbie's name?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Okay, we'll do.
I can also jump in there and do it. Do you normally do the display name and the full name, or just the display name? Do you have a mode of how you normally do
No,
it?
I think it should be both, because it seems like she wants it both.
Okay.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean,
I mean,
so,
she wants.
Hey, Tracy, a question. So when someone's doing that name change process,
Yes.
what is your process in Canvas? Do you do the display and full name?
Well, it depends on just the display name, because are you talking about
A student.
yeah, because normally those students have not, it's not a legal, because they have to do legal name
Process, right?
changes. Yeah, through A&R. They have to present their legal name change. So I just do a display name for now. Unless, yeah.
So there was a ticket that came in earlier today. And so I did the display name because usually that's how I would do it previously back at
But you know what? They need to go through SGA because there's a form, and I saw that's so you grabbed it.
Yeah.
And that's we should probably go over that.
Okay.
Like I should show you. For some reason, I thought that I CC'd you on. Oh, it's
I did
Heather.
see one of them. I saw one of a part of a conversation about one.
Yeah,
but
for
we didn't.
Heather.
Yeah.
So I sent her the from SGA, the little form. Yeah.
Okay.
So
so then I need to follow up again with that student and just to assure, hey, if you haven't already started this process, definitely do that.
Yeah.
Okay, so one thing about display name. So when you change display name, I've noticed that a lot of faculty don't edit their navigation tabs. So a lot of them have the People tab available. People tab does not display the display name. It displays the full name.
Yeah.
So it displays their dead name.
I don't think that we can do, it's my understanding that we can't do that because it's not legal.
Okay. So I wasn't sure. I asked Pam, I was like, hey, Pam, this is, I did update the display name. However, in all their classes, the People tab's available and it says she, her next to, Angelo. So, do you, and I wasn't sure what the process was. So I was asking her, do you normally adjust the full name field? Because that is the one that's actually populating the People tab. And she was like, well, we've done it for students before. So I said, okay, I will do that. And I updated both areas. So I don't know if I need to reverse any of that.
No, but let's, you know what? Let's meet with Nikki again about this.
Okay.
Because they're the ones that did the whole, because all of the verbiage says display name, but maybe the student is thinking that's my display name, not thinking that like in the grade book, unless it's legal, that's how, the enrollment.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, because that's the only tricky part, because otherwise, I mean, if the dead name is a huge thing in this community. And so if the People tab is available in all their classes, and then it shows, even though in the discussions, it shows their preferred name, in the inbox, it showed their preferred name, in the, anywhere else they're posting, inside of Canvas shows their display name, the People's tab will still show that original name.
But how many people see the People tab in terms
Everybody.
Well,
because
I know,
a lot of faculty don't pull it out of the way.
I know. I when I say that, I just mean, how often do students go to the People tab?
Yeah.
So let me make a note that we talk to Nikki, because we really need to have clarification about the legality.
Yeah. And then, like you're saying, because at the end of the semester, when they're trying to do grades and they don't see that name, they'll see the last name and have to puzzle piece it together. But that's where the full name they actually probably want to see intact, unless it's changed their banner.
Right. So we just need to get we need to do a check-in.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
Awesome.
thank you so much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
Oh yeah, my gosh, it was so nice. Thank you. Okay.
All right. You have a great evening, Tracy. See
Bye.
you later.